initiative in his constituency, directly to cabinet-level policy and the Prime Minister's agenda. Speaking at an AI graduation and innovation showcase ceremony in La Brea, he said the initiative reflected deliberate national planning rather than a one-off experiment. He argued that TNT is being positioned to compete globally in artificial intelligence and digital development.
This program stands as a reflection of the clear vision and stewardship of the Honorable Prime Minister, Kamla Bisesa, whose leadership continues to prioritize innovation, digital transformation, and forward-thinking governance. Through the administration's deliberate focus on artificial intelligence and establishment of a ministry dedicated to unlocking the vast possibilities of innovation, we are positioning Trinidad and Tobago not just to participate, but to compete on a regional and global stage. This is not accidental. This is intentional.
And Executive Chairman of the Rose Foundation, Dr. Marcia McClashy-Belgrove, which led the initiative, reflected on its vision.
The follow-up is Harvard University and the University of Holt, and also some of the industry players in Silicon Valley and the Founders Institute Caribbean have agreed to engage with us to take these participants to another level. Prototypes have been created, so we now need to look at finance.
In just 6 weeks, beginners became builders, creating functional AI tools using platforms like GitHub and Vercel. In other news, Education Minister Dr. Michael Dowlath attended the second Central Executive Meeting of the TNT National Council of Parent-Teacher Associations, marking a historic first in the organization's 65-year history for a sitting Minister of Education. The NPTA said the minister's presence underscored the critical role parents play in the national education system and signaled a strong commitment to collaboration. The Central Executive Meeting, held on Saturday in Caroni, focused on planning and priorities for the 2025 to 2027 term. The association said the executive remains committed to building meaningful partnerships, adding that the minister's attendance and engagement reflected a dedication to cooperation and shared responsibility in education. It reiterated that strong collaboration between parents, teachers, and the ministry ensures that their voices are represented at the highest levels of government. The U.S. Embassy in Port of Spain has launched a new WhatsApp channel aimed at providing American citizens in Trinidad and Tobago with timely safety, security, and emergency information. The channel, titled U.S. Citizen Consular Information Trinidad and Tobago, will share security alerts, travel advisories, and updates during emergencies and crisis situations. The U.S. Embassy said the service is optional and is designed to complement the U.S. State Department's existing Smart Traveler Enrollment Program, or STEP, which delivers alerts via email. It added that subscribers will receive one-way updates and will not be able to reply or post comments, but they can react to messages using emojis. U.S. Embassy Chargé d'Affaires Dr. Jennifer Neidhart de Ortiz described the initiative as a significant step toward leveraging technology to better serve Americans abroad. In some sport now, West Indies women are down 2-0 in their 3-match T20 International Series versus Australia as they head into the final game this evening at the Arnoldsville playing field in Kingstown, St. Vincent. But despite the series loss, Captain Hayley Matthews identified a welcoming positive aspect from the performance, which she shared with Cricket West Indies media.
One thing that we really wanted to focus on was putting together some partnerships and having two batters at the crease for a longer period of time. And yeah, it was really good to see that we had a few of them today, you know, and different people putting their hands up, Steph in the middle, myself, DeAndre coming at the end and looking really, really good too. So certainly was a really good fight back from us, I think, in the bowling innings as well, when you talk about mentally. So yeah, just going on to the next game now, just got to pull it all together.
And that's what's making the news this morning. Well, joining us right now is Virmala Balkaran, the host of Trinidad and Tobago Today. Good morning, Virmala.
Good morning, Carrie. Hope you had a great long weekend.
I had a very busy long weekend, but it was nice. It was quite nice. What about you?
It was good. It was good. I wanted to go to the beach, but actually didn't make it.
Oh, you didn't make it? I wonder if it's for the same reason, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah, there was an alleged shark sighting, actually, at Las Cuevas. I believe it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And you know, the online amateur videos, they didn't, you know, the cameraman had one job. And they didn't really focus too much on it, but passing by, you saw that rather large fin, and then people, after a good while, started fleeing from the water.
Yeah, after a good while. We always have a delayed reaction to things, you know.
For me, I don't know. I would survive in the horror movie. I don't know about you.
No, I will definitely not survive. Also, were you a fan of Texas Ranger?
I was. I used to watch it religiously in the 90s.
Yeah, wow, thanks for aging us. Did you try to be Texas Ranger at any point in time?
No, I didn't. I didn't exactly try to be like Mr. Chuck Norris, you know. But
yeah. Well, I mean, after many years of them trying to, you know, report his so-called death, he has officially, and it has been confirmed that he has passed.
Yeah, he passed at 86 years old. You know, he lived a long and a good life.
Yeah, and so many, you know, young guys wanted to be just like him. Wanted to, I don't know.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
was
like,
maybe
he was
my
like
time. That was a my time
tough
thing.
Guy.
And you loved Bruce Lee, right?
Yeah. And, you know, and that's when I first saw Chuck Norris. That would have been in Enter the Dragon.
Oh, that's a really long time ago, Carrie.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, Carrie, coming up inside Trinidad and Tobago today, we have a nice long sit down with Professor Roger Hussein. We're talking all things economy in Trinidad and Tobago, so you do not want to miss this one.
Oh, I will be locked and loaded, ready for that one.
All right, Carrie, talk soon.
All right, thank you so much, Virmala. When we come back, the Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show gets going after this short break.
Your world moves fast, so do we. TTT News brings you the people, events, and issues that matter most. Stay informed, stay ahead. TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
You know, as we grew as a couple, learning to love me, and I'm just learning to love me, but loving me in the way I want to be loved and I need to be loved.
Right.
What does that look like?
Right.
You know, what are my needs? And, you know, are you loving me right? Meaning that in a way that
that works for you.
That works for me, that,
yes.
that satisfies my needs
yes.
as your wife.
Yes.
You know, and I think we've had conversations and we've, you know, obviously over time, been able to vocalize those needs, and I think that's very important, understanding what your partner's needs are as you evolve,
right,
and as you grow, because as I said, as you move through different stages, you change, you
every
evolve.
season of life you change, and you have to evolve with it. In some cases you have to evolve ahead of the curve.
The Marriage Confessional, only on TTT.
Coming up, another show-stopping performance from the Republic Bank Exodus Steel Orchestra as Antigua and Barbuda got ready for its own fiesta of color and energy. New ideas for Tobago tourism delivered at the Youth Congress. This highly rated property fits in perfectly with the vacation offerings of St. Kitts and Nevis, where the future of travel was laid out. It's Caribbean Passport TV on TTT.
Unleash your imagination with TTT's terrific Toon Time. Join us as we stop evil geniuses from taking over the world on Super Z, or hop on board for a journey into outer space with Galaxy Kids. Be a part of our quest to save the forest alongside our robot pals from Bugspot Ignition. Or let's go exploring with Duda and Dada. It's fun-filled adventure with terrific Toon Time right here on TTT.
Hey, up for this exciting challenge and confident about your business? If you are, the 10-20 feature is just for you. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
Monday, 23rd March 2026. The time now, it is 6:10 a.m. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Virmala Balkaran, and welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Today. Well, let's take a look at what's trending this morning after a long weekend. The Prime Minister, Kamala Prasad-Visesa, has stated that the United States is assisting Trinidad and Tobago in developing infrastructure for an advanced passenger information system, which will allow the authorities to screen passengers and identify potential security threats before they arrive in our country, working alongside new online immigration entry systems to strengthen border security. At Eid celebrations this weekend, the Prime Minister made the comments. We have some of that here for you now.
We're going to get some help from the U.S. to put into place ways that we can, when you land, by that point we will have online, we could have information which the U.S. agreed to help us with, so that we can know the good guys who are coming in, the bad ones who are coming in. And by next week, Friday or thereafter, we will bring a piece of law. It's called the APIS legislation, which is the Advanced Passenger Information Service. When we link these together, even before you land, we can have a clear idea whether there's a good guy or a bad guy, to put it simply, landing here.
Well, that's definitely something we're going to be following and bring you all the information as it develops. Moving on now, 17 people, including 2 women and 3 Venezuelan nationals, are being sought under mass detention orders issued under the state of emergency, marking the largest of such action so far. Well, authorities are saying that the individuals were identified through confidential intelligence and are suspected of involvement in serious crimes like organized gang activity, firearms and drug trafficking, kidnapping, and also planned violence. All moving to some sport news now. Jareem Richards won a bronze medal in the men's 400 meters at the World Athletics Indoor Championships in Poland, finishing third in 45.39 seconds. He's only 32 years old, as you know, and he described this achievement as deeply meaningful. He credited faith, family support, and perseverance despite a challenging season and even that strong younger competition. This marks his 3rd World Indoor medal and adds to TNT's overall tally, highlighting his continued excellence on the international stage. Well, as promised, coming up inside the show today, we have Professor Raja Hussain to discuss the hot topics surrounding TNT's economy, oil and gas, the future, and you know what to do. Grab a cup of coffee and settle in. Trinidad and Tobago Today has begun.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success, because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Attention viewers in Trinidad and Tobago. The Truth of God now airs on the TTT network every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. You won't want to miss the dynamic preaching and teaching of Pastor Jennings as he speaks from God's Holy Bible.
Believe what God says.
The Truth of God, every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. on Trinidad and Tobago television. You can also watch The Truth of God 24/7 at thetog.tv.
In a world filled with uncertainty, there is still hope. When the weight feels heavy and the night feels long, remember, your story isn't over. God's promises are still true, His love is still strong, and your breakthrough is still coming. Join us for Messages of Hope, Words of Encouragement with Pastor Jesse, presented by Youth Fires. Hope lives here, only on TTT.
Your news anytime, anywhere. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News. Committed, accurate, relevant.
The microphones are down and the boots are laced up. This Good Friday, the top media houses of Trinidad and Tobago are stepping off the air and onto the field. Get ready for the Intermedia Football Cup 2026. Come out and rep your favorite media personalities as they clash for football glory and bragging rights. The best part? It's free. So bring the family, bring your coolers, and don't forget your vibe. Friday, April 3rd, Police Barracks, St. James. It's football, energy, and excitement. Kickoff at 11 a.m. The Intermedia Football Cup 2026, powered by TTT Limited. For more information, like, love, follow us on social media at TTT Live Online. No glass bottles allowed. Intermedia Football Cup 2026.
The TTT Intermedia Football Cup 2026, sponsored by Digicel, Sunshine Snacks, Blue Waters, and Stamina Energy.
You are dearer to me than all the stars. So many wish but never reach. 'Cause when I'm falling and all the world seems dark, you help me find my peace. Oh, shun mi ba fishani. Oh, shun mi ba. Oshun mi ba fishani arubita yeah 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 yeah
Well, this morning we take a closer look at Trinidad and Tobago's economic landscape, government performance, and the future of the energy sector with one of the region's leading economic minds. Well, joining me this morning is Professor Raja Hussain, a Cambridge-trained economist who earned first-class honors at the University of the West Indies before completing his PhD at Cambridge University. He is currently a senior lecturer in economics at UWI and has built an outstanding academic career, authoring more than a dozen books and contributing over 80 scholarly papers to regional and international journals. His research also focuses on international trade, small state vulnerability, regional integration, and labor in the Caribbean, which makes him exceptionally well positioned to help us unpack the challenges and, of course, the opportunities facing Trinidad and Tobago's economy today. Good morning, Professor Hussain.
Morning.
How are you this morning?
Good. Thank you for the invitation.
No problem. It's always good to have you back on the show. So let's get right into it, Professor. Looking back over the past year, what are your thoughts on the current government's handling of Trinidad and Tobago's economy, particularly in light of the recent growth in the energy sector and the broader economic developments happening?
I think it has been very challenging. I think we are nowhere in the clear as yet. And the government needs to be focused and continue this effort of improving ease of doing business, as we have been seeing with the yachting sector. I see there are attempts to revive the circular economy and to push the circular economy, but it's a long road ahead. We shouldn't allow the talk about Manatee and some of the other fields from BP that are coming on stream next week to distract us, because the amount of work remains enormous to turn the economy, not turn it around, because we will grow, but to get it going in a direction that we want consistently. So we must not be derailed by little lurches in energy. The challenge is to get non-energy export going. The challenge is to get the non-energy economy going. And the challenge is to keep it all sustainable.
Yeah. No, Professor, the IMF has also described our recovery as gradual, but growth is still relatively modest, right? So I know you just touched on it, but I want to delve a little deeper into the areas that the Prime Minister seems most optimistic about. And she highlighted the increased gas output, the new projects by BP and Shell for 2027. So from your perspective, let's go a little deeper. How significant is this and all of this for the country's growth trajectory?
It is insignificant. It is significant. It is useful. It is important. We could end up with about 1,000 to 1,200 mmcf per day of gas overall, all things considered, by 2029, which is good. It would give us a good push towards the amount of gas we need to make all our plants and all our petrochemical entities fully operational, because train 1 is down, so we are not counting train 1. And that would be a good help. Some of the gas, what we need to do is avoid some of the errors of yesteryear. Our strategy in Trinidad and Tobago has been to extract gas from below the ground, bring it above the ground, and then spend out all the money. That's a foolish strategy. And what we need now is a strategy that helps us to store some of the monetized gas into the HSF and use the output, the investment income from the HSF to help run the country, to help add capital value in areas that are needed for export continuity. So the Prime Minister has a right to be optimistic. She is a lawyer, after all, but the economists and other business sector people will tell you that optimism has to be carefully managed. In the past, we did not manage it good. We have to manage it better this time, and we must cut expenditure. Now, I notice a trend in which expenditure is increasing. We don't have the resources, and what we don't want, what would be extremely foolish, in fact, is if any extra money we get from gas or oil and other discoveries, we just plug it into extra expenditures via wages and whatnot. Foolish strategy is exactly the kind of strategy that got us to this point in the last 20 years, and is exactly the kind of strategy we have to avoid.
Professor Hussain, let's turn now to the external pressures. Let's move outside of Trinidad. You know, global developments are once again influencing our energy markets. So, considering that the Pointe-à-Fer refinery relies on imported oil, and with ongoing tensions in the Middle East and all of that pushing global oil prices a little bit higher, do these conditions make reopening the refinery more viable at this time? Or more broadly, how do you see these geopolitical developments affecting Trinidad and Tobago's energy sector and of overall, economic stability?
It may look glossier at this point in time with elevated oil price and the elevated price of refined petroleum products. But remember, this point in time may not last forever. So suppose this point in time were to last for 9 months or for the rest of the year, and we were to hustle and reopen the refinery in some form by the end of the year. Let's assume that for simplicity. And then conditions in the Middle East improve, which I doubt it would. I mean, these people in the Middle East are starting to send drones near to nuclear facilities. They are bombing power plants and water supply and energy infrastructure now. So it's getting even more out of hand, even more out of control. But having said that, let's assume hypothetically that the war drags on until the end of the year, the refinery reopens, and then the war stops and energy prices fall. We are dependent on imported crude oil for this refinery. Whoever takes the refinery must come with their own money. So I have no problem if we were to rent this refinery out for $1, you know, as long as the money to get this refinery working does not come from the government of Trinidad and Tobago. It has to come from other players. And if somebody were to come and rent the refinery for $1 and were to employ people from around the refinery and buy our crude oil in Trinidad and Tobago and other crude oil and refine it and increase value added in Trinidad and Tobago, that's how we would benefit. But we have no money at this point in time. Sometimes we struggle to pay wages, to pay workers. We don't have money to be pelted behind and refinery down for 5 or 6 years. We don't. But it may look glossy now because of geopolitical reasons. We have to factor in the good times and the bad times when we do the reopening. I hope the refinery reopens, but I don't want any state capital involved.
Yeah. Dr. Hussain, I wanted to know too, as I have you here, an issue that's current and really involves a major state asset in Trinidad and Tobago. We know that this administration has only been in office for about a year. What extent do you see the issues at Hilton as long-standing structural challenges rather than something that is attributable to the current government?
You know, Miss, I can't remember your name.
Virmala.
Virmala?
Yes.
Yeah. Virmala, you know, people in Trinidad and Tobago have to be a little more rational with these things. You have a new government in power 11 months, I believe, 11 months. They inherited an economy in which it was 20% or so smaller than 2015. The difference between reserves and external debt is minus 1.3 billion. The structure of production is skewed towards non-tradables. You have about 60,000 to 90,000 Venezuelans here, most of them working in the informal sector or working in the informal non-tradable sector in particular. Murders was over 600. I could call out about 40 things like that with you that the data indicates we were comparatively bad. How do you fix those 40 variables in 11 months? It's impossible. So I think this government would take about 3 to 4 years to turn this economy around properly. I remember at one point in time last year or the year before, I don't know if it actually happened, we allocated, I believe, 50 million to the office of the Prime Minister for what I consider to be liming. I have some party, you know, whatever nonsense it is, they allocate money like some of these money for. And I think the Hilton cost, if I read correctly, is about 600,000 US. Let's multiply by 8 and call that 5 million TT. I don't see how that will be a major obstacle. I hope that good sense prevail, and because we earn foreign exchange from Hilton, that the government comes around and works out this situation in the best interest of Trinidad and Tobago. But you keep hearing all these different unreasonable attacks, and the government has only now started, and it is a very trying situation. And in the middle of this startup, you have tension with Venezuela, tension in the Middle East, a whole host of factors. Just remember, it's only for the month of March, I believe, that budgeted prices of oil crossed, the actual price of oil crossed budgeted prices. For most of the other months, the market was depressed. So there is very little revenues and a lot of work to do. And I think we need to give the government a little more breathing space. And they are not doing badly. They are not doing badly in the scheme of things. So we need to give them some more breathing space. And sometimes it's really painful sometimes to hear some of these uninformed people make comments without data. They have no understanding of the mechanics of the economic machinery, and they go on and on and on let the government get a chance to run the country. Only 11 months has gone. The good thing to me, a big step, is that murders are down considerably. And if I remember correctly, it's about 42%. That's a huge start. I understand it. We have a state of emergency in place, and the ships in the Gulf and whatever would have helped, and whatever. All those things I take, at the end of the day, the murder level is down 42%. And I hope this year it could fall below 300. I urge the powers that be to put in the hard work, because as murders fall, my impression is that domestic capital injections will rise. And we have a chance. And the other thing is this, for the benefit of the young people out there, if it is, you have natural gas, including yourself, if you have natural gas increasing by about 1,000 to 1,200 mmcf next year, let's say the last quarter next year, young lady and young people out there, be wise. It is the first time in quite a few years that we are going to get so much additional natural gas. Now, the word so much has to come from a place of we are already at a low level and we are building on that, on what we have now. So we are going to go to about 3,500 mmcf or somewhere about it. Make sure you have a little burger cart. Make sure you're organizing yourself so that when this boom comes on stream, not boom, this increase in production comes on stream, you have something from which you could get your little extra share of income to put aside, because if no other gas comes on stream later, it is whatever investment you make in the next 5 to 7 years that's going to take you forward. So it's an exact time. It's a time where young people and business people have to be clinical. We are going to get some extra gas next year. We haven't had any major surge in economic growth. I know the numbers for 2015, 16, 17. I know the numbers coming straight down to the present. All has been very dormant or negative. All. From next year, you are going to start to see 2.9% to 3% growth for about 3 to 4 years. Use it wisely. I tell my class at UE, I go in there, I explain to them the mechanics of the expected change and how they could prepare to make some money in this time period. So I urge you all to plan ahead wisely. Don't go and fritter away your money and spend out your money foolishly. Save some money, invest wisely, and plan ahead, and wait for the surge in production so you can make some TT dollars and some US dollars.
Thanks so much for that, Professor Hussein. You know, the IMF is stating that our recovery is gradual, but it is happening. And of course, the government is coming in, maybe inheriting a system of years of maybe underinvestment, and all of this is happening rather than recent decisions. So just to wrap up, what would be your recommendations to the government of Trinidad and Tobago for the upcoming months in order to ensure that we have that financial recovery from everything that we've been dealing with?
1, be very careful with wage increases. 2, delay them and pay them in deferred way as much as possible. 3, 2026 would put us probably in the 10 worst performing economies in the world based on IMF data before March 2026. Note I said before March 2026. So tomorrow when you see people in the newspaper saying how he said something else, you would know that I said before March 2026. 4, any increase in revenues associated with the energy sector between now and 2030, take it off and put it into the HSF and use the investment income from the HSF fund to add money onto non-energy fiscal revenues to help get your budget in order. 5, continue to improve. I see they are doing a lot of work in the yachting sector, telehealth, improving the ease of doing business, doing work on the circular economy with some recycle, something with tires where they are chopping it up and going to be using it for something. Continue these injections. 6, continue to lower the crime level in Trinidad and Tobago. I noticed the last couple of weeks it was slightly volatile, but in general, if you could bring it down to less than 300, 7, continue to focus on young people at all layers of society and build them up. Educate them about what we expect to be the changes in the economy when Manatee and possibly other fields, including Dragon, come on stream, so that they can be prepared to do something to benefit in a greater way rather than just go and work as a clerk in a government office or go and work in one of these kind of road cutting, grass cutting opportunities. They also, their eyes open and their vision open so that when this extra gas and economic activity, other things constant, comes into play next year, they can make some extra money. So I think on programs like this, people like you and people from the university and from civil society as well, we have a role to educate the young people and encourage them how to make some extra money. One of the things I would say is if you are selling fish, dress clean, go out organized, make sure your knife is sharpened, make sure you have your tool to sharpen your knife, and be prepared. Go out there looking for extra money. Courtesy takes you a long way. We are on the doorstep of an improvement in economic activity. Prepare to get part of it for your family and for yourself so you can plan ahead. So that's what I would add, and thank you very much for the time.
Thank you very much, Professor Hussain. Always a great chat with you, and we hope you have a great rest of your day, and we look forward to talking again soon.
Okay, have a good day.
All right, take care. Well, we are preparing for SEA 2026, and that means we can always do with a little extra help. Well, when you start your mornings with us on Trinidad and Tobago Today, your children can as well. We've got coming up soon some tips for your kids for SEA and so much more that we always bring on to the show. Trinidad and Tobago Today continues on TTT.
For SEA quickly approaches, more than 18,000 of you have done everything you can to prepare, and trust me, you're ready. But even with that preparation, some Section 2 and 3 questions, especially in mathematics, may still be a bit challenging. That's why Nikki's Learning Academy has teamed up with Trinidad and Tobago Today on TTT Limited to share some last-minute pointers to help you on your big day.
What about the game showing clean, dog?
Hey. It's fast internet and best entertainment I paying for, you know.
Yeah, girl. You heard my good, eh?
Hey, the call not sticking. So why you taking so long to reply to your messages?
Hey, I get Wi-Fi quite out here.
Yeah, boy, that's amplier. But what you doing outside? Come inside and lime now.
I come in there.
Wi-Fi so fast, you'll be saying,
hey, it's amplier.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
When we decided to get married, and when we did eventually get married, my love for you had to evolve. Because now that we are living together, I had to learn how to love you. Because before I was in love with the with the Leah who I saw when we went on dates.
Yeah.
The Leah who I saw when we spent weekends together. The Leah who I saw on the good times, the face of you. Now I had to love the you who I didn't see, the 80% of you that I wasn't accustomed to.
Right, the Leah having a bad day.
The Leah having a bad day. The Leah with a silk scarf on her head. The Leah who's not feeling well.
Right.
The Leah who's emotional about something, who's upset about something. The Leah who's upset about work, who's insecure about something.
Yes.
All of those things do not come to play while we were dating.
Not really in its fullness.
Not in its fullness. So as soon as we took it to covenant, that is where the whole empathy and compassion side of things came for me. And it grew our love to the point where my love for you became, how could I evolve to help this relationship?
Right. So selfless.
Selfless. We start getting into the selfless love.
The Marriage Confessional, only on TTT. SCA quickly approaches, more than 18,000 of you have done everything you can to prepare, and trust me, you're ready. But even with that preparation, some Section 2 and 3 questions, especially in mathematics, may still be a bit challenging. That's why Nikki's Learning Academy has teamed up with Trinidad and Tobago Today on TTT Limited to share some last-minute pointers to help you on your big day.
Well, as the date for SCA quickly approaches, more than 18,000 of you have done everything you can to prepare and get ready. Well, even with that preparation, some Section 2 and 3 questions, especially in math, may still be a little bit challenging. Well, we are here to help you. That's why we've teamed up with Nikki's Learning Academy, and we're going to bring you some SCA tips starting right now.
The cost of 3 similar shirts and 2 similar pair of jeans is $315. A pair of jeans is triple the cost of a shirt. Calculate the cost of a shirt and a pair of jeans. As I've been telling my children for the past year, we need to use what we have to get what we want. So let's see what it is we have here. So we know that 3 shirts and 2 jeans is equal to $315. We also know that 1 jeans is 3 times the amount of a shirt. I like to use the box method. Now, over the past year, I've introduced this method to my students and it was quite successful. So let's go. So we have 3 shirts. 1, 2, 3. So each box here represents a shirt. But then they said that 1 jeans is 3 times the cost of a shirt. So that would mean 1 jeans is 3 times the cost of a shirt. And of course, we have 2 pair of jeans. So we know that everything costs $315. But instead of dividing by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we are going to divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because 1 jeans is 3 times the cost of a shirt. 315 divided by 9 is going to give me $35. So that would mean 1 shirt is $35, but 1 jeans is going to be 35 multiplied by 3. So 35 multiplied by 3 gives me 105. So that would mean 1 jeans is $105 and 1 shirt is $35. The question asks us to calculate the cost of a shirt and a pair of jeans. 105 plus 35 is going to give me $140.
Thank you so much, Nikisha Ramlal. Well, to all the students getting ready for SCA 2026, we wish you good luck. Of all the stories that you see here and more, you know what to do. Follow us online at TTT Live Online. If you have a story idea, a press release, or you want to collaborate with us, we'd love to hear from you. Contact us today at tttoday@ttt.co.tt. Once again, that email for you, it is tttoday@ttt.co.tt, and be a part of the conversation that's shaping our nation. Trinidad and Tobago Today, all the news that you can trust, and of course the stories that matter. While we come back, the show continues on Trinidad and Tobago Today. Good morning to all of you streaming us live on Facebook and YouTube. Good morning.
The microphones are down and the boots are laced up. This Good Friday, the top media houses of Trinidad and Tobago are stepping off the air and onto the field. Get ready for the Intermedia Football Cup 2026. Come out and rep your favorite media personalities as they clash for football glory and bragging rights. The best part? It's free. So bring the family, bring your coolers, and don't forget your vibe. Friday, April 3rd, Police Barracks St. James. It's football, energy, and excitement. Kick off at 11 a.m. The Intermedia Football Cup 2026, powered by TTT Limited. For more information, like, love, follow us on social media at TTT Live Online. No glass bottles allowed. Intermedia Football Cup 2026.
The TTT Intermedia Football Cup 2026, sponsored by Digicel, Sunshine Snacks, Blue Waters, and Stamina Energy.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
The microphones are down and the boots are laced up. This Good Friday, the top media houses of Trinidad and Tobago are stepping off the air and onto the field. Get ready for the Intermedia Football Cup 2026. Come out and rep your favorite media personalities as they clash for football glory and bragging rights. The best part? It's free. So bring the family, bring your coolers, and don't forget your vibe. Friday, April 3rd, Police Barracks St. James. It's football, energy, and excitement. Kick off at 11 a.m. The Intermedia Football Cup 2026, powered by TTT Limited. For more information, like, love, follow us on social media at TTT Live Online. No glass bottles allowed. Intermedia Football Cup 2026.
The TTT Intermedia Football Cup 2026, sponsored by Digicel, Sunshine Snacks, Blue Waters, and Stamina Energy.
When it matters, we're there, reporting the news as it happens, because your world can't wait. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
All the time now, just about 11 minutes before 7 o'clock on Trinidad and Tobago Today. If you missed it, you can check us out on TTT Live Online. We featured Professor Roger Hussein this morning, talking a little bit about Trinidad and Tobago's economy, oil and gas. What does everything happening in the Middle East mean for a future of Trinidad and Tobago? Recommendations for the government going forward. And yeah, take a look at that on TTT Live Online. Also, we had our first SEA a tip with Nikisha Ramlal this morning. We've got another one coming up for you a little bit later on. Again, that you can find on TTT Live Online. Well, I hope you had a great weekend. It was a long weekend. We're looking forward to another one coming up this weekend, and of course another after that. Whatever you are doing, we urge you to continue to be safe. We still have the month of Lent is still happening. Also, Muslims across Trinidad and Tobago and the world just celebrated Eid al-Fitr. And also Hindus are observing Navratri. So that's definitely an indication of how beautiful it is to wake up in Trinidad and Tobago every single day. Coming up inside the show today, we also speak about Spiritual Baptist Day. Also, we continue our chats about the University of the West Indies. This time we are talking about the alumni community, and a little later on, IVF. Is that something you've been interested in? Well, in vitro fertilization is trending these days. It's all over social media, lots of testimonials about how it's worked and of course how it's affected and impacted families across the world, and that's definitely a discussion we'll continue to have. All of that and more when we come back on Trinidad and Tobago Today.
City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1. Bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry Lean Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
So I'll get right to on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Struggling with heart health or frequent migraines? Discover the simple steps to reclaim your energy and vitality.
We're diving into a topic that affects about 422 million people around the world: diabetes.
Tune into Wellness Unlocked, the series that delivers expert advice, practical tips, and inspiring stories to help you take control of your health and well-being. Your health matters. Don't miss Wellness Unlocked. Watch now on TTT and take the first step toward better health.
One day I was out playing with my friend Kevin, and he was really moody, kinda sad and angry at the same time. I asked him what was the matter. Someone in his family had been doing mean things to him. He said he had to keep it a secret. So I asked Kevin, is it a good secret or a bad secret? He said he didn't know. I explained good secrets are cool things like a surprise party or a gift for a special occasion. A bad secret is when someone hurts or harms you and tells you not to tell anyone. Sometimes they might give you little things to make sure you don't tell. That's another bad secret to keep. That's mean and controlling. Kevin said it definitely fell into the bad secret category. I felt this was something an adult should help with. Because as a child, when someone hurts you, you can feel really alone and afraid. And the best people to help you are the ones you love and really, really trust. I asked him if there was any adult that he trusted. So we worked up a little plan for Kevin to talk to one of them. A while after that, I could see my friend was doing much better. Now we tell all our pals about good secrets and bad secrets so that we can all feel brave, safe, and strong. Break the silence. Child abuse is one secret you should never keep.
You know, as we grew as a couple, learning to love me, and not just learning to love me, but loving me in the way I want to be loved and I need to be loved.
Right.
What does that look like?
Right.
You know, what are my needs? And, you know, are you loving me right? Meaning that in a way that
that works for you.
That works for me, that,
Yes.
that satisfies my needs
Yes.
as your wife.
Yes.
You know, and I think we've had conversations and we've, you know, obviously over time been able to vocalize those needs. And I think that's very important, understanding what your partner's needs are as you evolve.
Right.
And as you grow, because as I said, as you move through different stages, you change, you
Every
evolve.
season of life, you change and you have to evolve with it. In some cases, you have to evolve ahead of the curve.
The Marriage Confessional, only on TTT.
Coming up, another show-stopping performance from the Republic Bank Exeter Steel Orchestra as Antigua and Barbuda got ready for its own fiesta of color and energy. New ideas for Tobago tourism delivered at the Youth Congress. This highly rated property fits in perfectly with the vacation offerings of St. Kitts and Nevis, where the future of travel was laid out. It's Caribbean Passport TV on TTT.
Unleash your imagination with TTT's Terrific Toon Time. Join us as we stop evil geniuses from taking over the world on Super Z, or hop on board for a journey into outer space with Galaxy Kids. Be a part of our quest to save the forest alongside our robot pals from Bugspot Ignition. Or let's go exploring with Duda and Dada. It's fun-filled adventure with Terrific Toon Time right here on TTT.
Greetings, hello to you there, and welcome to the CSIT National Secondary Schools Climate Quiz. I'm your host, Sachin Ramsubag, and I am pleased to be part of this great initiative.
Well, it's a beautiful, sunshiny morning. Lots of traffic this morning. You know how it goes, especially on a Monday. It's Monday, 23rd March, 2026. Also, I just want to say a happy belated birthday to my dad. He celebrated his birthday yesterday. So very happy birthday to you, Daddy. We love you so, so much. And if you are celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. Lots of birthdays coming up, actually. Also, my mom celebrates her birthday next week. So it's one of those seasons for me, you know, where I don't get to save a lot. Just a reminder this morning to celebrate life and just to ensure that you get up every single day and you put your best foot forward regardless of the circumstances. And we wish you all the best from the Trinidad and Tobago Today team. Well, you know what to do if you're looking for all the stories that you see here and more. It's on TTT Live Online. If you have a story idea, a press release, you want to get in touch with us, you want to collaborate with us, even advertise with us, and also through the airwaves of Talk City 91.1 FM, Sweet 100.1 FM, and in Next 99.1 FM. Simply email us at tttoday@ttt.co.tt. All our social media channels are on the screen for you. Check us out there. We are on every platform possible. Again, that's TTT Live Online and TNT Today Show. Well, coming up next, we've got the major network news with Carrie at 8 a.m. right after the short break on TNT Today.
Good morning, this is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. Vice President of the Trinidad and Tobago Unified Calypsonians Organization, TUCO, Steve Rascomanda Pascal, is calling for deeper collaboration between cultural organizations and the Ministry of Education. Speaking at a prize-giving ceremony for the National Junior Calypso Monarch Competition 2026 on Sunday evening, he argued that structured training is critical if young performers are to fully develop their skills and sustain the art form. He noted that education policy must go beyond celebrating talent and actively invest in workshops and training spaces, particularly during school holidays.
Teachers and mentors, thank you for nurturing the talent, for the guidance, and for believing in our young stars. Your hard work is paying off. Don't stop. Keep doing it. We need you because we just facilitated. You are the people promoting the excellence and working hard with them. In closing, I wish to extend an invitation to the Ministry of Education, who is unavoidably absent here as well. I really wanted to send a message home to the representative and the Ministry of Culture to partner a bit more, and I say that again, to partner a bit more with TUCO to facilitate workshops for young people during the
Switching his focus to the youth, he warned that too many young singers focus on melodies without fully grasping lyrics, language, and message.
So they may appreciate what creating or composing a calypso is all about. It's important. You see, a lot of us, we just handle the song. Sometimes they don't understand the big words. You know, because some of you, your grammar must be way up. Unlike me, my grandma don't say, so I just give them simple songs to sing. Right? Especially when they can't do it for themselves. So we need to understand something. Try to help them to work, to create their own composition. When they create their own composition, it pays off because I hear the Junior Calypso Committee have a special prize for people who compose their own thing. And when you compose...
The Ministry of Trade, Investment and Tourism moved swiftly to protect and preserve a turtle nesting site at Maracas on Saturday. Minister of Trade, Investment and Tourism, Satyakama Maharaj, shared images on his Facebook page over the weekend showing sections of the beach cordoned off. He noted that the ministry has taken proactive steps by erecting signage to secure the area. According to the minister, a giant leatherback turtle came ashore and laid her eggs in the middle of Maracas Bay, prompting the immediate response. Trinidad and Tobago's annual sea turtle nesting season runs from March 1st to August 31st, a critical period for conservation efforts island-wide. Earlier in March, the Ministry of Defense announced a zero-tolerance policy, warning that laws will be strictly enforced against poaching, reckless beach driving, and any activities that may disrupt or endanger nesting turtles. Authorities are reminding the public that harming sea turtles carries serious penalties, including fines of up to $100,000 and a possible 2-year prison sentence. In other news, Trinidad and Tobago has reached a significant environmental milestone, achieving a 78% phase-out of ozone-depleting HCFCs as the country moves steadily toward a 97.5% reduction by the end of 2027. The announcement was made by the Environmental Policy and Planning Division of the Ministry of Planning, Economic Affairs and Development, which said the country remains firmly on track under its commitments to the Montreal Protocol on an international environmental treaty. Since acceding to the protocol in 1989, Trinidad and Tobago has emerged as a regional leader, becoming the first Caribbean country to ratify every amendment. The country fully eliminated chlorofluorocarbons in 2008, once widely used in refrigeration, air conditioning, and aerosols. Minister of Planning, Economic Affairs and Development, Dr. Kennedy Swaratsing, who also has responsibility for the environment, emphasized the benefits of government's commitment to environmental protection and management. In sport now, the title of football supremacy will be decided on the final day of competition in the TT Premier Football League after leaders Defence Force FC and second place club Sando FC won big on the weekend. Defence Force triumphed 6-0 against FC Eagles, while Sando hammered Caledonia AIA 5-0 to leave the top two separated by only 1 point. The final match day for both teams will be on Saturday in a doubleheader at the Hazley Crawford Stadium, Port of Spain, with Club Sando taking on FC Eagles at 6 p.m. and Defence Force with a tough encounter against AC Port of Spain at 8 p.m. The battle for third and place in the CONCACAF Caribbean Shield is also close, with Prison Service FC 2 points ahead of fourth place Miscellaneous Police FC, but the Lawmen have a game in hand which will be played on April 6, making it a tense couple of weeks for prisons. And that's what's making the news at this time, but after the break we return to Trinidad and Tobago Today.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Since 1962, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off,
long drives, or house lives.
We are always sweet.
Always 100. This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity.
This isn't just radio, it's tradition.
It's memories.
It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
The microphones are down and the boots are laced up. This Good Friday, the top media houses of Trinidad and Tobago are stepping off the air and onto the field. Get ready for the Intermedia Football Cup 2026. Come out and rep your favorite media personalities as they clash for football glory and bragging rights. The best part? It's free. So bring the family, bring your coolers, and don't forget your vibe. Friday, April 3rd, Police Barracks, St. James. It's football, energy, and excitement. Kick off at 11 a.m. The Intermedia Football Cup 2026, powered by TTT Limited. For more information, like, love, follow us on social media at TTT Live Online. No glass bottles allowed. Intermedia Football Cup 2026.
The TTT Intermedia Football Cup 2026, sponsored by Digicel, Sunshine Snacks, Blue Waters, and Stamina Energy.
When we decided to get married, And when we did eventually get married, my love for you had to evolve. Because now that we're living together, I had to learn how to love you. Because before I was in love with the Leah who I saw when we went on dates. The Leah who I saw when we spent weekends together. The Leah who I saw on the good times, the face of you. Now I had to love the you who I didn't see, the 80% of you that I wasn't accustomed to.
Right, the Leah having a bad day.
The Leah having a bad day. The Leah with a silk scarf on her head. The Leah who's not feeling well. The Leah who's emotional about something, who's upset about something. The Leah who's upset about work, who's insecure about something. All of those things do not come to play while we were dating.
Not really in its fullness.
Not in its fullness. So as soon as we took it to covenant, that is where the whole empathy and compassion side of things came for me. And it grew our love to the point where my love for you became, how could I evolve to help this relationship?
Right. So selfless.
Selfless. We start getting into the selfless love.
The Marriage Confessional, only on TTT.
Since 1962, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off,
long drives, or house limes.
We are always sweet.
Always 100. This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity.
This isn't just radio, it's tradition. It's memories.
It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100, guide you on your way. Sweet 100.
My greatest remuneration was, in fact, when I made it to the national Calypso semifinals at Skinner's Park, San Fernando. But that too went into airfare. You see, it is by virtue of my sense of Caribbean pride at UWI, having lived on all three campuses in Trinidad, Jamaica, and Barbados, that I do recall when I was asked by the itinerant tourists of my nationality. I emphasize proudly my regional nationality by calling myself a Trin Jam Beige.
Well, this morning, the University of the West Indies is in focus once again. We're chatting about the inaugural Distinguished Alumni Lecture, which forms part of a broader initiative to showcase the expertise and contributions of UWI distinguished alumni across a range of topical issues affecting the Caribbean and the wider world. Well, joining me this morning are Dr. Safia Mohammed, Chair, Distinguished Alumni Committee, University of the West Indies Alumni Association of TNT, and Distinguished Alumni Cohort 2011, and Mr. Bevan Narayan Singh, no stranger to TNT today, Chair, Distinguished Alumni Lecture Series, University of the West Indies Alumni Association of TNT, and UWI Distinguished Alumni Cohort 2023. Such a mouthful this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you both?
Excellent. Thanks for having us here.
You are most welcome. When we started the segment with a clip from the previous awards ceremony, so that's exactly what we're going to be discussing this morning. So first things first, we're talking about the distinguished alumni community. So a lot has been happening out of this community. Let's start with that. What's been going on?
So the UWI Distinguished Alumni Community is originated many years ago, right? It's part of the UWI Alumni Association. And I would say since November 1988, with that association, that Trinidad and Tobago chapter has been formed. And out of that chapter, the alumni has come together in a way of giving back in so many different ways. Tapping into the alma mater, which is, of course, the distinguished alumni, is one of the most crucial ways in bringing that regional development to and adding to our UWI. So with the distinguished alumni, we had our first cohort of awardees in 2011, then we had in 2014, and then we had in 2023. Bevan here was one of our 2023 cohort and one of our 2011, the very first one. Yeah. And upcoming, we have another one of our 2023 cohort, and he'll be a speaker at the lecture series.
And so this is coming up.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, what does UWI hope that all of this will achieve for the UWI community?
Well, it's an opportunity to share knowledge and expertise in key areas. So the lecture on Thursday by Mr. Lawrence Arjun, who was the youngest cohort in my year. Dr. Umar was the youngest in her year in 2011.
He was also on our show last week.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So he'll be speaking on an issue, I think that is very topical, civil society and leadership. And the idea is really to share knowledge in a very important area that is of national importance. And how the lecture is going to be structured. We're not only going to be hearing from Mr. Arjun, it's also going to be structured in a way that there's going to be a panel of other experts as well as a Q&A as well. So it's a way you can see it's like a 360 degree where we would be sharing knowledge but also enabling discussion on key issues. So that's the idea for this lecture on Thursday, and obviously for future lecture series we will be looking at that kind of format.
Oh, we're seeing some photos on screen right now from the previous.
So you just saw the three cohorts. This is in 2023, previously. Yes, 2014.
Did you spot yourself?
Yes.
Yes, I'm at the end. So.
This is one of our Pelican awardees, of course, and our IPP, Mr. Sheridan Woodruff, presenting the Pelican awardee.
Which is former President Anthony Carmona.
Yeah. So, Dr. Sophia, I know that we just spoke about Lawrence, and he's going to be in this as well. And his contribution will talk about, just to contribute to the wider national discourse happening in Trinidad and Tobago. So tell us, why was it important to have conversations like that and discussions like that in
so
this initiative?
Essentially, we'd like to create like a digital knowledge bank, right? We're moving into many different spheres, and a lot of our UWI alumnus, they end up leaving the country. So we want to make sure that each person who is still here, and even those who are not, can have an active way of contributing. This particular topic was chosen with respect to Caribbean sustainability, but looking at civil society, because they play such active roles. Yes, everyone is a stakeholder in the game. Lawrence, being the CEO of the Heroes Foundation, has also done numerous different contributions in the past, I would say, decade. So with him being one of our awardees, the youngest, of course, we wanted to show that bridge between what our young persons are contributing and, of course, pave that trajectory, that pathway, to also encourage our upcoming UWI students, UWI alumni, to join to further the development of the university itself.
So the event is at the Teaching and Learning Complex in UWI, am I right? So tell us about the actual lecture, if it's open. Is it open to the general public?
It is.
And how can we be part of this?
Well, you can register. If you look at the UWI Alumni Association of Trinidad and Tobago's website, there's the registration information. You can look at our social media as well. We're sharing it. The whole network is sharing in terms of registration information. But the easiest way is to look at the UWI Alumni Association of Trinidad and Tobago's Facebook as well as Instagram and other social media platforms. And we're sharing it all around for persons to register, and it's open. We have, at the same time, it's a building there, and I don't know what the seating is, 200.
About 200, yes.
So that might be the limit, but of course, a lot of students have already registered to attend as well. So the traction is good, and we just want to continue that going
And I
forward.
see you just brought up the date and the time on the screen. We just want to re-emphasize that. So it's going to be held this Thursday, the 26th March. Start time is 6 o'clock. But as always, we don't want to rush. So come in at about 5:30, 5:45. Be registered, be greeted. Network a little bit, socialize, get your seat. There is the capacity for 200. We have about 60-something seats already filled, and it's only been put out in the past couple of days.
Right.
So we expect to see the entire TLC auditorium filled. And again, just as Bevan said, if you need further information, you can jump onto our social media pages, the UE Alumni Association, the Trinidad and Tobago chapter, and you'll get all the information to register. Now, for those who not too digital savvy and didn't get to register, that's okay. Turn up. We have a contact number. You can also contact us there as well.
Well, Mr. Narayan saying, what's next? Can you hint maybe at the fields or the sectors the next distinguished alumni speakers might be addressing?
Yes. Well, I don't want to give away too much, but just to indicate that we intend to have at least 2 more lectures before the end of the year. It will also be very related to where we are in the UE calendar as well too. But in terms of the areas, what I would say is that we have, as distinguished alumni, experts in a number of fields. For instance, Dr. Mohammed is, as you know, with medicine and healthcare. Yes. Myself, legal and public policy. But we also have so many distinguished alumni from so many areas, such as business, economics, education, international relations, just to name a few.
Yes.
But what I would say is that future lectures will be on very topical issues of national and regional importance. So it can be on regional integration, climate change, technology transfer. So among those areas, but we are having a lot of discussion because we meet as a committee. There's a distinguished alumni committee that we meet every week and where we have discussions. But what I would say and assure you and the national audience that it will be a very topical issue and very relevant to national and regional interests.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Sophia, can you tell us what's upcoming for the association?
Course. So as always, the world of UE is always fully popularized with events, right? But particularly aligned to the UE Alumni Association, we want to continue building that bridge between the distinguished alumnus and, of course, the students and our regional stakeholders. Upcoming on our calendar, in addition to the lecture series, at the end of the year, we're hoping for another Distinguished Alumni Awards. So stay tuned to the Facebook page and to the website where we'll put out when that timeline will happen. Typically, UE graduation is around the October time, so we're hoping for that parallel time frame as well. And that will then be our 4th cohort, and it'll be aligned to a UE gala. So lots on the calendar. Keep your eyes on the digital pages. And of course, for those who are interested in becoming a member of the UE Alumni, which is crucial, and having your voice heard, your contribution shared, on the day, on Thursday, we're also welcoming that registration. Our membership chair is actively looking forward to greeting everyone. So is the rest of the committee. So either register for the event, turn up, become an alumni, contribute, give back to your UE development.
Yeah, well, before we close, I know that we are also in a season of new students maybe coming into UE, just looking at their options these days. As UE alumni, what would you say to students? Why should they come to UE and be a part of all of this later on?
Excellent question. We just celebrated International Women's Day, and the theme was Give to Gain. This is the perfect opportunity where in your giving back, you're not just giving your expertise, you're giving your wisdom, you're giving your strength, you're giving your mentorship. Myself, had I not gotten a scholarship, I wouldn't have been able to be in university. So many others as well. The UE Alumni is also partnering with the UE Development Fund, where we will be able to help support that give back. So to all of the alumni, know where you can give back, and that just adds that bridge between your personal trajectory and that of your alma mater.
Beautiful way to end this morning. Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Narayan Singh and Dr. Sophia Mohammed. Well, when we come back, we talk all about Spiritual Baptist Day coming up in Trinidad and Tobago and on Trinidad and Tobago Today.
From all over Trinidad and Tobago, Anil wrapping roti at lightning fast speed.
Sandra nailing every order in her hardware.
Lisa, who is in sync with style. There is no buffering at her boutique.
And Dr. Alex filling prescriptions with care. They're all part of the 5,000 strong businesses connected and growing with reliable, high-speed service from Amplia.
Now it's your turn.
Because with Amplia,
You're in good company. Amplia Business.
Since 1962, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off,
Long drives or house limes. We are always sweet.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity.
This isn't just radio, it's tradition. It's memories.
It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100. Guide you on your way. Sweet 100.
TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
You know, as we grew as a couple, learning to love me, and not just learning to love me, but loving me in the way I want to be loved and I need to be loved.
Right.
What does that look like?
Right.
You know, what are my needs? And, you know, are you loving me right? Meaning that in a way that
that works for you.
That works for me, that,
Yes.
that satisfies my needs
Yes.
as your wife.
Yes.
You know, and I think we've had conversations and we've, you know, obviously over time been able to vocalize those needs. And I think that's very important, understanding what your partner's needs are as you evolve.
Right.
And as you grow, because as I said, as you move through different stages, you change. You
Every season of
evolve.
life, you change and you have to evolve with it. In some cases, you have to evolve ahead of the curve.
The Marriage Confessional, only on TTT.
As Trinidad and Tobago prepares to commemorate Spiritual Baptist Liberation Day, this year's observance holds a really special significance as the Spiritual Baptist community is celebrating the 75th Diamond Jubilee anniversary celebrations of the Spiritual Baptist Liberation Week. Well, today, the faith stands as a powerful symbol of resilience, cultural identity, and spiritual strength deeply rooted in Trinidad and Tobago's history. Well, joining us this morning are Mother Superior Dr. Agatha Carrington and Apostolic Bishop Andre Francis. Good morning.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning.
Good morning to you. I believe I just have you with me, Mr. Francis.
Oh, okay, no problem.
All right, great, no problem. So, you know, the 75th year milestone is coming up. But before we get to that, I just want to go back a bit and I want to ask you to take us back to the importance of the repeal of the shelter prohibition ordinance and how that moment shaped the faith that we have today.
Yes, well, you know, we are very proud and very excited that we are still able to celebrate and worship the way that we want to worship, because, you know, the Prohibition Act prevented us from doing such, and we had to go into the forest to have service and to hide and to always be running from the police. And that was always looking over our shoulders. And we are very happy that we are no longer have these things looking over our shoulders and we could worship God in our way freely without that interference. And we are happy that we are able to reach the 75th year anniversary, our Diamond Jubilee. And we are thankful for all of our ancestors whose shoulders we stood upon that we are able to reach this point today.
Yeah, 75 years. That is definitely a significant milestone for the community. Mr. Francis, what can the public expect during Spiritual Baptist Liberation Week this year, especially now with this Jubilee celebration?
Well, actually, we have already started. We had our wayside service on Saturday at San Fernando. And today is the grand opening. The grand opening is supposed to start at 5 p.m. That's at our headquarters in Balmain, Couva. That's at the entrance to the Otto Stadium. And we are supposed to have a grand opening there, cutting of the ribbon, because we know we built a canopy that for us to celebrate under, because we know it's going to take us a while to achieve the funding to build our cathedral. So we decided to build a structure to hold our events, and which will also become an asset to the Spiritual Baptist Faith.
And how can members of the public also be a part of all of these celebrations or support the celebrations if they wanted to?
Well, the members of the public are invited, obviously, to celebrate with us. We have our Freedom Village, and the village will have food, craft, clothes, spiritual items, all kind of different items that will surround the canopy, that these people will be there from, I think it's from 10 o'clock this morning until the 30th in the evening. So the entire week, the village will be open to the public, and you could come down and celebrate with us and patronize our entrepreneurs that are within the village.
Mr. Francis, 75 years after liberation, how would you say the faith has adapted to remain, not just relevant in today's society, but also to engage the younger generations and preserve the traditions of the Spiritual Baptist faith?
Well, I would say to you that the National Congress, we have been adamant on trying to meet with the youth and having conventions with them, that they would remain relevant with us, and that whatever knowledge that the elders have, we'll continue to pass it on to the youth. Actually, on Friday night, that is the night of the youths, where all youths has come out and have a celebrating time, and it's actually, the motto is passing the baton on Friday night. So that's going to be an exciting time with the youths, and it's always been a very exciting night in the week of celebrations.
And looking back now at the past 75 years, what would you say are some of the greatest achievements of the Spiritual Baptist community?
Well, we are thankful that we have reached the point that we even have a place to call home, our administrative building in Balmain, Couva. I think it's about 4 or 5 years now we have that. And we are really improving it by putting the canopy. That will become the asset, and we're going to probably go. As soon as people saw the canopy, they're thinking about boat shows and car shows and receptions. So it's an asset, and it might be something that the Spiritual Baptist faith could earn money. We also putting in a galley kitchen. We putting in a radio station, and we now put in our storeroom, because one of our rooms inside the building was used as our storeroom. So that room will be cleared out now for use for administrative use, and we have our storeroom outside now. There are a lot of things that are happening. We hopefully that we can break ground with our the cathedral sometime today. There's supposed to be a spiritual ceremony on the land opposite the administrative building this morning. We will break ground to start to put the wall around the 8 acres where the cathedral and the hall are supposed to stand. And we also hope sometime next year we can break ground on the land a little further up the road from the Otto Stadium, where our Spiritual Baptist Cemetery will be. So we have achieved a lot over the years. We have achieved some unification throughout the region. We have a lot of partners from the UK, from the USA, from Grenada, from St. Vincent, from Barbados. that are bringing together the spiritual Baptist faith under one umbrella in unity. That's our goal, to reach that point where we are all under one umbrella, speaking the same language. And when one cry, we all cry. When one smile, we all smile. And we could be in togetherness throughout the world and not just Trinidad and Tobago.
And what message would you like to share with the nation in this really special time as we're celebrating this Diamond Jubilee of the Spiritual Baptist Liberation, the theme of this year's celebration? What would you say to everyone?
I would say to everyone, please come down and support the Spiritual Baptist. This is a Trinidad and Tobago thing. Come down and support us and allow us to let freedom reign. We just want to let you know that we are people too. We are praising God just like everybody else. So come on down and celebrate with us and have a good time with us, because we intend to have a good time.
And just a reminder of the upcoming events before we go, Mr. Francis. What's immediately next and what can we expect for the rest of the week?
Okay, immediately next is the opening ceremony, which takes place at Balmain Couva, our head office. That's the entrance to the Outer Bullen Stadium. That is about 5 o'clock this evening. And tomorrow night, well, the theme for tonight is Prohibition to Promise. And then there's another service, Praise and Worship, on Tuesday. And that starts at 7 o'clock. On Wednesday night, we have another service starting at 7 o'clock. On Thursday night, we have Diaspora Night. That is when all the persons from the region, that's their service, and they will celebrate with us their style. We have people from St. Vincent, we have people from Grenada, we have people from the America, from the UK, and I believe BVI and Jamaica, I believe. They are going to take control of that night, and we are going to celebrate with them. And obviously the Friday night is the youth night. So the youths will show us their style, and we will celebrate with them on Friday night. All those services start at 7 o'clock. On Saturday, we have breakfast with the Patriarch at St. Francis Cathedral in 2nd Cordonia Mova. On Sunday, we have a celebration with the Deputy Patriarch, Patrick Brown. That starts at 9 a.m. That's in McBean, Couva. And obviously the grand celebration, which is the 30th, the Monday, the holiday, which starts at 9 a.m. That's whole day until probably 4 or 5 in the evening. And the Liberation Village, Let Freedom Reign, that village is open from 10 a.m. till evening every day. So you could come in, you don't have to wait for the service. In the evening, you could come in during the day and support the village.
Thank you so much, Bishop Andre Francis, for joining me this morning, celebrating with the Spiritual Baptist community. Thank you very, very much. And we wish you all the best in the events coming up, and we can't wait to see more of it.
Thank you very much. Shalom.
All right. Have a blessed day. That's Bishop Andre Francis joining us this morning. We're celebrating the 75th Diamond Jubilee anniversary of the Spiritual Baptist Liberation Week. When we come back, we continue our conversation on Trinidad and Tobago today. This time, IVF and fertility treatments are on the table.
Attention viewers in Trinidad and Tobago. The Truth of God now airs on the TTT network every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. You won't want to miss the dynamic preaching of Pastor Jennings as he speaks from God's Holy Bible. The Truth of God, Sunday mornings at 7 a.m. on the TTT network.
Since 1962, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off,
long drives, or house limes. We are always sweet.
Always 100.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity.
This isn't just radio, it's tradition.
It's memories. It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100. Guide you on your way. Sweet 100.
Hey, up for this exciting challenge and confident about your business? If you are, the 10-20 feature is just what you need. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 10-20 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
The microphones are down and the boots are laced up. This Good Friday, the top media houses of Trinidad and Tobago are stepping off the air and onto the field. Get ready for the Intermedia Football Cup 2026. Come out and rep your favorite media personalities as they clash for football glory and bragging rights. The best part? It's free. So bring the family, bring your coolers, and don't forget your vibe. Friday, April 3rd, Police Barracks, St. James. It's football, energy, and excitement. Kick off at 11 a.m. The Intermedia Football Cup 2026, powered by TTT Limited. For more information, like, love, follow us on social media at TTT Live Online. No glass bottles allowed. Intermedia Football Cup 2026.
The TTT Intermedia Football Cup 2026, sponsored by Digicel, Sunshine Snacks, Blue Waters, and Stamina Energy.
A major step forward for healthcare in Trinidad and Tobago is on the horizon with the opening of a new state-of-the-art fertility facility, while the Trinidad and Tobago IVF and Fertility Center is expanding its services with a modern clinic in Aranjuez designed to deliver advanced reproductive care, improved patient experience, and higher success rates right here at home. We're seeing some footage now of that opening, and this new center represents a significant investment in addressing infertility challenges in TNT and reducing the need for patients to travel abroad and bringing world-class technology and expertise to the region. Well, joining me this morning is Dr. Catherine Minto-Bain, Medical Director of the Trinidad and Tobago IVF and Fertility Center, to tell us more about this new facility and what exactly does it mean for patients and families. Good morning, Dr. Catherine.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here.
Congratulations on the recent opening of the facility. And I know it's the hot topic these days, IVF, and so many women are struggling as well with infertility, and that's just an issue that I feel we don't talk about enough, especially in the Caribbean, as we were talking off the air. Just a bit of stigma still there. So hopefully we can clear some of that up this morning. So again, congrats on that facility. But tell us about the IVF and Fertility Center and what makes it different from what currently exists in Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean.
So TTIVF has always been the only on-island IVF unit. So if a couple has fertility problems, you're going to need expert test, expert treatment, and TTIVF has always been the only one that could do that here in Trinidad and Tobago. And that's really important because you need to stay at home, be with your loved ones, have the support that you need when you're going through fertility treatments.
Yeah.
What we've done is we've taken what we had, which was excellent, and we've moved it to being top ranking. So we've invested. This new center has equipment that purifies the air to the highest level. So some of the clinics in the US don't have what we have here now in TNT. So we now rank with the highest success rates that you would get in Toronto, London, where I was from originally, New York, Miami. We have the very best right here in TNT.
Yeah, a lot of women and families have had to, give up a lot and travel to other countries in the Caribbean as well. And I know that you're saying that this facility is state of the art. Tell us about the key technologies in this facility that sets it apart from other facilities.
Well, when you walk in, you see the calm. It's designed for the patient to really make you feel hopeful. It's very confidential. But in the background, what people don't see is the air filtration system. We've got this new life air system that doesn't just filter out all the smoke particles that you might not be aware affect male fertility. It filters out all the VOCs, the mold, the bacteria, the viruses. It's called the life air system. And the IVF lab itself is state of the art. So it's incredibly pure air, and that means that the eggs, the sperm, the embryos, they don't get damaged by the badness in the air. And that's what you need to run an absolute top quality IVF unit. And this life air system that we've put in, it's a massive investment, but we've seen our pregnancy rates go up 15%. It's incredible what it can do. And the best IVF units around the world are putting in these systems. And we have it. It's right here in TNT. So nowhere else in the Caribbean has it, nowhere else in the region. TNT is now leading the way with the best IVF equipment.
I want to talk a little bit about infertility. That's an issue that's affecting many couples. And as we spoke before we came on air, that there's some stigma still with people discussing this issue and saying, well, maybe we need some help in this regard. How significant is this investment in addressing that challenge locally, especially in a country like Trinidad and Tobago?
It's vital. It's absolutely needed. And I think we talk about women's problems and we forget that men are half of what makes a baby. And the research, we do a lot of non-profit research at TTIVF. And what we're showing right here in TNT is that men are actually the problem in more than half of the cases when couples are struggling to have a baby. So we have 1 in 5, 1 in 6 couples are struggling to have a baby. That's a very common problem. WHO has shown that that's the case throughout the world. Infertility doesn't discriminate. Every class, every ethnicity, every country. So masses of people are struggling. They leave it far too late to come through for expert fertility care. And what this clinic now gives them is a beautiful environment where they know they're seeing experts, where they feel calm and comfortable. They know it's confidential, but they can have real confidence in the fact that our testing is state of the art. We're European accredited, and our IVF lab, when you see it, you'll understand it's beautiful, but it is state of the art as well, the purest air in the Caribbean.
Dr. Catherine, you just spoke about some rates in Trinidad and Tobago, if I may. What are some of the contributing factors to those rates that we're seeing?
So we look at lifestyle, and absolutely we eat a lot less good food than we did 30 years ago. We smoke, we vape. Vaping is terrible for fertility. We look at the world around us. Climate change affects fertility. There's, I'm just writing an article actually on climate change and how it has been proven to affect male fertility. The Sahara dust, the badness in the air pollution will affect men's sperm count. The air pollution, the water pollution, the warming climate all affects things. And then infections, rising obesity, diabetes. We have a major diabetes population problem in TNT. It affects both male and female fertility issues. So there are so many different things, and most of it's not caused by a problem that the couple, the man or the woman, is doing to themselves. These are medical issues, and they need medical help generally. And IVF is in our title, but we don't just do IVF. A lot of what we do is sorting out a thyroid problem, helping with something else, filtering sperm a little and doing inseminations. There's lots of treatments before IVF as well, just to reassure people.
I know you also offer egg freezing, something I've really been interested in looking into it. The technology is absolutely incredible. And to have that sort of thing here in Trinidad and Tobago, so genetic testing as well. So tell us about egg freezing.
I can't believe egg freezing. In my lifetime as a doctor, I've seen it go from something we didn't think could happen to a research issue to now it's routine. Egg freezing in our clinic is done every day. It works beautifully. We have cryo storage units with lots of eggs in the tanks because so many women are thinking that they would not like to have a child until later, but they know that they're probably going to struggle in their 40s or late 30s, early 40s. So they're freezing eggs in their late 20s, early 30s to help preserve their fertility for the future. That wasn't feasible 20 years ago in a real way. It's incredible where we've come from.
Is there an age limit or a cap off with when you can freeze and when you can stop freezing?
There isn't, but you want, when you're spending money on something, you want to do it when it gives you the best chance. But we don't age discriminate. And I think our patients love us for that. We've just had the oldest patient get pregnant in our unit. Congratulations, you know who you are. She was 45 years and 10 months old when she got pregnant just a few months ago with us. She's 46 now, and that is mind-blowing in the world. Very few women in IVF units get pregnant with their own eggs at 46, but I keep telling my staff she was 45 years and 10 months. So anything is possible, but you do need expert advice. I would say people leave it far too late. The average age, our research shows, the average time it takes people 4 years to get through to the fertility clinic here in TNT. In other countries, your urologist, your OBGYN maybe might try something for 3 months, but then they send you straight to the fertility clinic. That doesn't happen here, and Trinis suffer because of it. So TNT needs to refer more quickly. People need to come to the clinic more quickly. The younger you are, the more we can do with your sperm and eggs. And sperm is important. Guys have a ticking clock too.
Yeah, wow. So, a lot of people are probably saying, well, cost. They've probably wanted to do these treatments for quite a while, and cost and access is something that we continue to battle with. But of course, having it here at home removes just having to pay for flight and hotel accommodation and having people to take care of you. You get to be with your family and you get to be in a comfortable environment as well. And do you think that that helps as well with your chances when, having any sort of infertility treatment?
I think that's such a huge point. I think that's such an important part of it. People come with their sister, their best friend, their mommy, sometimes their dad. I've had dads come in as well. Dads, we don't keep you outside. Partners need to be there. When you do IVF or when you do a fertility treatment, it's not just come in, do one thing and go. People have come to us having gone to Colombia, tried 4 times. They've been in and out. They have spent thousands and thousands of US. They had to go 16 times for 4 IVF cycles. They went because it was cheaper, but cheap means you cut corners, and we don't cut corners, but we keep things as cost effective as we can for our local population. Foreigners are coming in. We have double the number of overseas clients coming to us now in the last year. They're finding us on social media. In fact, 2 of our new pregnancies last week, one is in Guyana, one is in the USA. Our furthest away baby born was in New Zealand. So we've got a gorgeous little TTIVF little girl growing up in New Zealand. People are coming to us for our treatment because
medical tourism.
Yeah, exactly. But we're here for TNT. Guys, we're here for you. That's what we built the state-of-the-art clinic for.
Thank you very much, Dr. Catherine. And for anyone who's unsure if this is a step they want to take, what would you say to them?
It takes a lot of courage to walk through the door and come and see us. But once you're there, you'll feel the calmness, you'll feel the support, and you'll feel the hope. So just make that step. There's a phone number there for you to call. It's a hard step to make, but once you get expert advice, you can make the choices that are right for you. And there are many ways to have a baby. It's not always the options you think that get you to the family you want, but there are many options. So just, start to find out what the expert team has for you.
Thank you very much. Medical Director of the TNT IVF and Fertility Center, Dr. Catherine Minto-Bain, for joining us this morning, talking all about IVF fertility treatments. What are your options? So check them out on social media. The time now just around 7:52. When we come back, the show continues on TNT Today.
When we decided to get married, and when we did eventually get married, my love for you had to evolve. Because now that we are living together, I had to learn how to love you. Because before I was in love with the Leah who I saw when we went on dates. The Leah who I saw when we spent weekends together. The Leah who I saw on the good times, the face of you. Now I had to love the you who I didn't see, the 80% of you that I wasn't accustomed to.
Right, the Leah having a bad day.
The Leah having a bad day. The Leah with a silk scarf on her head. The Leah who's not feeling well. The Leah who's emotional about something, who's upset about something. The Leah who's upset about work, who's insecure about something. All of those things do not come to play while we were dating.
Not really in its fullness.
Not in its fullness. So as soon as we took it to covenant, that is where the whole empathy and compassion side of things came for me. And it grew our love to the point where my love for you became, how could I evolve to help this relationship?
Right. So selfless.
Selfless. We start getting into the selfless love.
The Marriage Confessional, only on TTT.
One day I was out playing with my friend Kevin and he was really moody, kinda sad and angry at the same time. I asked him what was the matter. Someone in his family had been doing mean things to him. He said he had to keep it a secret. So I asked Kevin, is it a good secret or a bad secret? He said he didn't know. I explained good secrets are cool things like a surprise party or a gift for a special occasion. A bad secret is when someone hurts or harms you and tells you not to tell anyone. Sometimes they might give you little things to make sure you don't tell. That's another bad secret to keep. That's mean and controlling. Kevin said it definitely fell into the bad secret category. I felt this was something an adult should help with. Because as a child, when someone hurts you, you can feel really alone and afraid. And the best people to help you are the ones you love and really, really trust. I asked him if there was any adult that he trusted. So we worked up a little plan for Kevin to talk to one of them. A while after that, I could see my friend was doing much better. Now we tell all our pals about good secrets and bad secrets so that we can all feel brave, safe, and strong. Break the silence. Child abuse is one secret you should never keep.
Well, before we go, we give you some international news that's breaking now. 2 pilots have died and dozens injured after Jazz Aviation flight operating for Air Canada struck a fire truck while landing at New York's LaGuardia Airport late Sunday. While the CRJ-900 was carrying 72 passengers and 4 crew from Montreal. Authorities are saying that the aircraft collided with a rescue and firefighting vehicle on the runway. 41 passengers and crew were hospitalized. 9 of them remain in care. Air traffic audio reveals that the fire truck had been cleared to cross the runway. An air traffic controller was heard saying, "I messed up." The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration has temporarily grounded all flights at LaGuardia as investigations continue. Well, before we go, just a reminder, if you want to check out all the stories that you see here and more, check us out at TTT Live Online. If you have a story idea, a press release, you simply want to send us something, you want to collaborate with us or advertise with us, send us an email at tttoday@ttt.co.tt. You can also collaborate with us on the airwaves through Talk City 91.1 FM, Sweet 100.1 FM, and Next 99.1 FM. All our social media channels are listed on the screen for you at TTT Live Online and at TNT Today Show. Well, coming up this week, we feature a sit-down I got to have with the Minister of Trade, Investment and Tourism, all about Buy Local, Build Trinbago, a campaign aimed at stimulating the local economy. Of course, we also have our SEA tips coming up as well. You saw one today. And that's it for today on Trinidad and Tobago Today. Carrie's up next with the major network news.
Coming up, another show-stopping performance from the Republic Bank Exodus Steel Orchestra as Antigua and Barbuda got ready for its own fiesta of color and energy. New ideas for Tobago tourism delivered at the Youth Congress. This highly rated property fits in perfectly with the vacation offerings of St. Kitts and Nevis, where the future of travel was laid out. It's Caribbean Passport TV on TTT.
The microphones are down and the boots are laced up. This Good Friday, the top media houses of Trinidad and Tobago are stepping off the air and onto the field. Get ready for the Intermedia Football Cup 2026. Come out and rep your favorite media personalities as they clash for football glory and bragging rights. The best part? It's free. So bring the family, bring your coolers, and don't forget your vibe. Friday, April 3rd, Police Barracks, St. James. It's football, energy, and excitement. Kickoff at 11 a.m. The Intermedia Football Cup 2026. Powered by TTT Limited. For more information, like, love, follow us on social media at TTT Live Online. No glass bottles allowed. Intermedia Football Cup 2026.
The TTT Intermedia Football Cup 2026, sponsored by Digicel, Sunshine Snacks, Blue Waters, and Stamina Energy.
Good morning, this is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. Economist Professor Roger Hussein has warned that Trinidad and Tobago should not allow temporary global instability and high energy prices to pressure the state into reopening the Point Pay refinery with public funds. Speaking on Trinidad and Tobago Today, he cautioned that such a move could expose the country to significant financial risk. Professor Hussein noted that current geopolitical tensions in the Middle East may create the illusion that refinery operations are suddenly attractive, but warned that these conditions are volatile and unsuited to long-term policy decisions. He urged the government to be careful not to confuse short-term market conditions with sustainable economic strategy.
It may look glossier at this point in time with elevated oil price and the elevated price of refined petroleum products. But remember, this point in time may not last forever. So suppose this point in time were to last for 9 months or for the rest of the year, and we were to hustle and reopen the refinery in some form by the end of the year. Let's assume that for simplicity. And then conditions in the Middle East improve.
Professor Hussein argued that the country's current fiscal position leaves no room for the state to absorb losses tied to refinery operations. He said that while he supports reopening the refinery, he is firmly opposed to any model that places financial responsibility on the government.
I have no problem if we were to rent this refinery out for $1, you know, as long as the money to get this refinery working does not come from the government of Trinidad and Tobago. It has to come from other players. And if somebody were to come and rent the refinery for $1 and were to employ people from around the refinery and buy our crude oil in Trinidad and Tobago and other crude oil and refine it and increase value added in Trinidad and Tobago, that's how we would benefit. But we have no money at this point in time. Sometimes we struggle to pay wages, to pay workers. We don't have money to be pelted behind and refinery down for 5 or 6 years. We don't.
In other news, the Savannah Aero Concepts TT Model Aircraft Club facility is appealing to the public for assistance in identifying those responsible for an arson that caused over $120,000 in damage. Speaking with TTT News, club member Phil Diaz said the incident occurred on Friday when unknown individuals entered the club's compound and carried out the attack.
Is assistance from the public to help identify the persons or person responsible for destroying our club. We've lost in excess of $120,000 worth of equipment, including a ride-on lawnmower, power generator, pumps, the galvanized, as you could see, missing from here, as well as when the perpetrators completed stealing, they opted to vandalize the remainder of the items within our shed, and burn it. We lost in excess of 3 airplanes, as well as tools, equipment, our water tank.
The club has since shared photographs of the stolen items on social media and is urging members of the public to be vigilant, particularly if they see any of the equipment being offered for sale. In some sport now, the West Indies women are down 2-0 in their 3-match T20 International Series versus Australia as they head into the final game this evening at the Arnos Vale playing field in Kingstown, St. Vincent. But despite the series loss, Captain Hayley Matthews identified a welcoming positive aspect from the performance, which she shared with Cricket West Indies media.
One thing that we really wanted to focus on was putting together some partnerships and having 2 batters at the crease for a longer period of time. And yeah, it was really good to see that we had a few of them today, you know, and different people putting their hands up, Steph in the middle, myself, DeAndre coming at the end and looking really, really good too. So certainly was a really good fight back from us, I think, in the bowling innings as well, when you talk about mentally. So yeah, just going on to the next game now, just got to pull it all together.
And that was your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. From the entire TTT family to yours, have a great day.
This is TTT. Live for local.
Trinbagonians can find the joke even in a serious situation. Our sense of humor is second to none. But for every story that may seem unreal, there's another of people who make TNT a better nation. Because we are real people. Our dreams are real,